Hello everyone, Agion here with another Dawn of War 3 replay. Spawn on the north side as... Note this is a 3v3, so it's going to be a bit of a length of trying to cover these players. We got Zunko as the Space Marine player. We have Chave Q Pet as another Space Marine player. And we have Mercenary 5-5 as the Orc player right here. Versus the opponents... Let's see, we have... Let's see which base it is. We have Lombard Abdom, if I say that properly, as a Space Marine player. And we have Technocat as another Space Marine player. And over here we have... there's the Nexus as Eldar as is Eversor. Sorry for that very lengthy intro. This is the first time I cast a 3v3 in Dawn of War 3. It's probably going to be very chaotic. We do got a collapse spawn with shooter boys. They were fully wogged up. Both of them are getting attacked. We do got plasma grenades being thrown down onto the Orcs boys, but luckily their shields soaked up the damage. This squad is starting to get hit. It's very spread apart, so it's having huge trouble trying to engage in melee. So is this one. We do got Salt Marines jumping on in. We do got some more Orcs, the boys, with upgraded bits, so they are the heavier armor.
Summoning howling banshees.
And we do got this forward portal webway assembly, or webway gate, not assembly, being hacked apart. We do got some TAC Marines being assaulted there on the front line, but they are overrun, engaged, force engaged in melee thanks to the boys. Very aggressive. We do got a turret here by the northern team, turret here by the southern team. We got some Howling Banshees for melee by the Eldar. Will not get the Assault Marines. They will be able to jump out there with 2 members and get it healed up. We got multiple resource points are going down. This point has not been captured. While this point has been captured, this point has a turret, so we are going to see quite a bit of income by the northern team. We got a plasma grenade coming down on the boys. We do got a looter squad, very low in health. Will get cleaned up by the scout snipers, and plus a flanking dire vengeance. We do got the Wog Tower. It does have apparently an upgrade for that dirt shield. I forget what exactly it's called. Assault Marines are cleaning up some of the boys. This one member does manage to escape out, so he can reinforce it. Looks like a drop pod that dropped in by this, I believe, by this player with the Assault Marines. These guys are fully wogged up, except for the Assault Marines, they can't be wogged. Is that what it's called? Wogged? Yeah, wogged up. Is that the proper term? I was like, sure, we do got an elite unit over here. We got the Kill Team Ironmar with Flamer, I believe. Vortex, Teleport Homer. So I think it's a Flamer, just based on his equipment. Yeah, there is a Flamer. We got also a Plasma Weapon Team and another Assault Weapon Team. This Scout Marine Snipers will get ripped apart. Oh, but barely managed to escape out. We could see... He could go for a very risky stun grenade. Oh, no, that's the regular Scouts, not the Scout Snipers. Never mind.
The enemy has claimed our...
We got an Assault over here. We got Assault Marines and Dire Avengers. Oh, these Dire Avengers are as good as dead. We got a lot of melee. Ripped them apart almost instantly.
The Banshee's howl shall join the war host. Power generator.
We got some Grecians here to spot these this Kill Team Irma. The Wog Tower is going to be flamed down. Looks like it does have 2 upgrades, I believe.
Howling Banshees answer the call.
Sounds like we're getting some more Howling Banshees being deployed on the field. We got the looter team did get some scrap, but however they're going to be being burned alive. We do got Assault Marines jumping down, knocking back all these units. Kill Team Armor may in fact go down. He could use a teleportation homer. Vortex grenade coming out, which will slow down these units quite significantly. Something got called in. Looks like Jane Mar. Is that what the name is? Farseer Maka. Zainmar is the Oracle is what she called? I'm not exactly sure. You got a significant amount of forces here, reinforcing the number of snipers, which are starting to pick away at some stuff. You just got some tech marines, but not a lot of melee here for a front line, which is a bit of a problem. You do got some Howling Banshees. Mach is also here, but they are going to fight tech marines in behind the shield, but they're going to just rush in and rip them apart. You got this turret damaged, severely damaged, so we'll need some health. There's a Gretchen squad. Can you heal allies' structures? Not so sure. But the Gretchen squads do get spotted because the units do get forced back. Gretchens are very weak, however, and very cheap. Losing them is not all too bad. Maka is applying some very good AoE damage, which will force the assault marines away. They do a short jump there. The next jump is still on cooldown, barely. One of them is able to jump away now. Does lose one of the squads. Jump. But we'll kill off the Howling Banshees. Maka once said throws out a huge AoE, wiping out a huge portion of that squads. We do got some Death Gun looters upgraded with the Suppress Them. Slows on hit. You got Kill Team Iron Maw over here, and the Kill Team Iron Maw here is going to start focusing down the tower. Flamer plus plasma guns will make short work of it. You got a income upgrade right here. Looks like we do got a heavy ranged force here. There is at least a melee unit, and we do got some Devastator Marines inside the bush for concealment. But we do got Weird Boy Zap Noggin coming on in. Here's some Dark Reapers being deployed out in the field. Vortex Grenade does come out. Zapnog is throwing out some debris. Will almost destroy the turret. There's nothing nearby to repair it. Perhaps they should move forward a unit to repair it, a servitor. Line of snipers starts picking away at the area. And we do also have two cloaked units, two scout squads cloaked in right here, spotting the area in front of them.
Light enemy contact. Southeast of your position.
Boldenzinger resurrecting a Sky Porter very far forward. We also do have this Warrior Portal. And a lot of Death Gun looters right here, ready to ambush any approaching unit. He could put them in hold fire, wait until they get close, and then just nail them. We got Assault Marines using their handguns. Do even the handguns actually do any damage? Looks like slowly doing damage. We do got Angelos now out on the field. And Assault Marines applying some suppression, jumping down on these Dark Avengers. There is a lot of Dark Avengers. This squad will escape out. These units on the high ground providing a huge problem for these Assault Troopers. Assault Marines. But do got the boys now moving on forward, tying up Maka in melee.
It is now the second phase of escalation.
Escalation phase 2 is now on the field, so more income is now available for both sides. Maka has initiated her stasis field, but however she is not affected by it, and she will get gunned down by Death Gun looters. Oh, actually, Last Chance has been initialized. And Maka does in fact go down. The shield generator is taking a bit of damage, but the boys, however, receiving a lot of fire. He needs to retreat back to low health one. We're going to force a knockback by Angelos. And we do have assault coming up over here. Looks like a couple stun grenades were thrown. Death Gun looters are no longer up here, ready for ambush. We do got some drop pods coming. Nope, banners. Banner and drop pod. Captain Diomedes is now all on the field to inspire the men by leading by example. Thanks to the scout marine right here, will spot the area. Zap Noggin's coming in, does get a very nice hit here, and will eliminate those scout snipers.
We have lost a power generator.
Arjun, oh, Angelos is still going around. Still going ham, I guess. We'll destroy that resource node entirely with assist with the Death Gun looters.
Complete.
Teleporting away that structure, he most likely, the warrior porter did in fact go down. He could actually salvage that with the unit.
Answers the call.
Yes, he is salvaging it. Very nice. We got Diomedes, Kill Team Irma, and some Plasma Gunner Marines ready to move forward. Perhaps we're going to make use of cover. Diomedes should probably go in first since he is a one model unit. We do got a Falcon actually going in first. Or for supporting anyways. Falcon ever so potent with AoE damage. We got War Truck dropping some units, and there is an assault coming forward. It looks like various Space Marine forces are currently falling back. There's a very good choke point right here. Diomedes engaging the Assault Marines in melee, allowing the range units to help clean them up. Assault Marines are sustaining a bit of damage, and one of them is overheated. Over here, nothing. I saw you something yellow, just a resource point.
The Banshee's howl shall join the war host.
That truck on the field, he could always withdraw the. Yeah, he's actually calling these guys back and going to re-equip them with the rocket launcher instead.
You can relocate a base structure.
You got this Wog Tower being initialized. You got some Kilocons. Kilocons with upgraded rockets have huge burst potential, so you can just move forward, fire, and then fall back. And also quite decent versus the Falcon. You got a Whirlwind now out on the field. Heavy airburst artillery being fired down. Not exactly sure where. Right around here, just a blind barrage apparently. Missing the Devastator Rains and the Scout Snipers. There goes that Scout Squad to the Falcon. Sustaining a huge amount of damage. Not sure from... Oh, the Tank Hunters. That's from why. And the Kilocon's out of ammo at the moment. Maka's now available for deployment. And the Kill Team Irma is back on the field. They do have the rocket launcher equipped.
Summoning a Falcon grav tank.
We got another Falcon now coming on out, along with some Dark Reapers. Zap Noggins. No, that's an Orc elite calling.
Dark Reapers.
We do got War Boss Gorguts. Whirlwind Barrage coming on in. Wow, that recharges quite quickly. We're scoring a lot of misses there. Whirlwind Barrage does have a cooldown of 40 seconds, so that is a very short cooldown. I think the Manticore, usually artillery units in Company Heroes 2, and I believe the Manticore has like a 2-minute cooldown. Tarantula Heavy Sentry Gun. Flying what damage it can, but I think it's actually not doing too much at the moment. You got some Shadow Specters now. No, those are... What are those guys again called? It's the elite unit, the Warp Spiders. I was thinking Blood Dragons from the elite mod for some odd reason.
Dark Reapers shall join the battle.
Whirlwind calling in for another barrage will start slowly bleeding this force at range. There goes that Servitor. Both these Kilocons are fully upgraded. If he has the upgrade, but if he doesn't, the doctrinal upgrade allows him to go to the, was it pile of arms, a balut hut?
The webway gate is
You can instantly rearm the missiles. And since they're armored, these snipers are not going to do anything.
Let us make the most of this resource.
Zapnoggin coming for a teleport. You may have missed a scrap bomb. Actually, no, he hasn't used it. Scrap blast. Just puke on them. I'm not just sure what that ability is actually called.
Position.
We do got a Falcon harassing their economy. Is starting to slowly pick away this sentry gun. Sentry gun can't do all too much. We do got a drop in with there's actually 2 Howling Banshees inside the transport, but 2 drops in by Assault Marines. Perhaps that is also the banner. Yeah, and that force will get decisively cleaned up. He really did not even need to call in the banner. Those drop in pretty much destroyed the Falcon, and the banner was actually a bit of a waste. But better overkill to kill off a hit force like that. A hit force like that's incredibly expensive at this point in the game. Ooh, a very powerful plasma charge from the venerable Dreadnought. Helicons with their rockets. This one still has 4, does fire off 3 of them, doing a good amount of damage. We got the Whirlwind firing in, doing a significant amount of damage to the Scout Snipers. Oh, is there a second Whirlwind? Yes, we do in fact have 2 Whirlwinds out on the field. Scout Snipers forcing to stay forward, forcing the engagement, being killed off by the Plasma Gunners. We got some Devastator las guns. Plasma shot will in fact missed. But with Chaplain Diomedes now leading by example. But however, he will get forced back. He's not invincible. We do got tank hunters out on the flank, doing a good amount of damage, but we do got some also suppressive barrages by the Whirlwinds. However, this Whirlwind sustaining a bit of damage by the Plasma Gunners. One of the Plasma Gunners is about ready to go down. He needs to fall back, but will get killed off by, I think that was by Diomedes. Might have been by Kill Team Iron Maw. Gorguts engaged in melee, using the spin to win ability. What's it called? Grappling Claw. Actually, no, that's actually the Wrecking Claw. And the other Whirlwind will foolishly go down. He could easily reverse move those guys back. Well, then again, there's no reverse move function. But he could easily save those. There's no reason why he should have lost those. You get another Whirlwind out on the field. We got Assault over here. Maka applying some stasis. We do got the Warp Spiders ready to jump in. They also have these slow mines. Warp Spiders were not firing actually for some odd reason. Number of Dark Avengers there start laying into Gabriel Angelos. Maka days may be numbered up here. You got a Death Dread. It's unupgraded at how at the moment. It can upgrade it to gain a temporary shield. We'll be doing significant amount of damage. Currently hitting Dark Avengers. Maka. Oh, Gabriel Angelos actually went down. Maka managed to defeat Gabriel Angelos. We also got Assault over here. Gorguts pushing on forward. Assault Marines knocking him back. We do got a drop in by a Dreadnought. We'll start use the smash ability very soon. We got Kilcons help supporting with the rockets. Better for a burst and then fall back. 2 Death Dreads now out on the field. We got this Whirlwind now repositioning out onto the field. Gorguts has sustained quite a bit of damage. There's a number of units here, plus some las guns. Gorguts actually being left out to die. He's sustaining a huge amount of fire. We'll manage to actually survive, however. Zapnogon's going to throw in a bit of scrap barrage. Let's see if he anticipates to move forward. We'll hit the guys expecting a retreat back, actually. Zapnogon teleports forward, going to start puking. Do a significant amount of damage. What is that puking barrage?
Take your place, Viper.
Here we go. Fist Gorks. Over here, do got Assault Warp Spiders plus Dark Avengers. He's trying to rebuild the turret. The turret will just manage to finish. However, the servitor does in fact go down. The turret will be quickly disposed of. That Whirlwind should start barraging the area, doing a significant amount of damage. You got a drop. I thought I heard. Over here, we got this unit point being secure. You got the projects coming on in, but there was a nice teleport back. We'll clean up one of the dire Avengers. The Dark Reapers will manage to escape out of there along with the warp spiders. We'll destroy the gate console, opening up this gate. Sort of interesting choice, it usually allows more access coming into the base rather than coming out. You got a war truck over here getting hit by Dark Reapers. A number of these Death Dreads are here meleeing down this resource node. The war truck will in fact go down. And I'm going to take this time to take a quick trip.
Improving vehicle weaponry. Warrior health improved.
Served to receiving some fire, but the Viper will manage to escape out.
Summoning shadow specters.
See some Shadow Specters coming on out. Assault Marines will get intercepted by these tank bustas, but they won't do anything really versus Assault Marines, especially in melee. They do have, in fact, power swords equipped. Venerable Dreadnought out on the field. And Death Dread's here to reinforce and attack. You gotta drop in from this player. Ooh, a Predator! 2 Predator Destructors coming out, the anti-infantry specialized one. That is a significant amount of damage. They were quite effective versus vehicles. A 3rd Predator coming out, plus a banner. Death Dread does in fact go down. You got some reinforcing warp spiders. So you got a heavy tank assault. You do have a stun by the Assault Marines, and also Whirlwind Barrage. We'll clean up some of these units. But these Predator Destructors will make short work of any ground forces other than a heavier armor. Though they can still easily fight versus heavy armor. They're just not super effective. Ooh, Warp Spiders come in, we'll slow down these nearby units, and we'll clean up the rest of these units. We should start seeing assault of these Predators. He deployed them by drop pod. Now would be a good time to push forward. General Dreadnought is here for defense, at least nearby. Number of Shadow Specters are being deployed along with some Vipers. Vipers are respawning at high ground. Ooh, the nice reflecting shots will hit some of these Predators. But Gabriel Angelo's having a huge trouble versus these Predators. You got a nice stun from the Dreadnought. And these Predators are starting to sustain a huge amount of damage. This one probably will go down, but the other one should manage to escape. You gotta jump in, but the Predators do manage to get out. He can repair those. As long as he can repair those, he can bring them back to the fight once again. That is actually quite huge, saving those Predators. Oh, has to be very careful. That reflecting ability from Gabriel Angelos could have been very deadly. You got a number of tank busters and kilocons, so there's a lot of rocket type damage. There goes the warp spiders, or actually no, they managed to just escape. You got the full, well, relatively high health Predator still out on the field.
We summon the Shadow Specters.
Third surprise, Gorgoth is not scrap. Using scrap will make that end of that ability cause a nearby buff, if I remember correctly. You got a drop in by. This is yellow, I believe, so it is the southern teams. Perhaps it was this player. You got an assault over here. We got a Kill Me Iron Top. Oh, we got an Imperial Knight Solaria. We got Imperial Knight out on the field. Heavy weapons are now available here by this mobile platform. However, we do have the Wraith Lord. We got a missile barrage coming down on the area. Large misses, but we do got some whirlwind barrages hitting the shield generator. Number of dreadnoughts also available.
Light enemy force engaged. South of your position.
He has returned to serve the fight. This point has been decaptured and destroyed. So overall, it looks like the northern team does have more economy available at their disposal, which is actually can be quite huge in the long run. We do got an assault over here, Kill Team Ironmaw with a couple of dreadnoughts here. But there is a huge defense. This defense is going to be no problem for the Imperial Knight. We also got whirlwind barrages, vortex grenades to slow these guys down. Might as well use the homing. That's the only way that guy can't escape at the moment. Ayambi's made him temporarily vulnerable. If he would have done the homing before that wears off, he would have been in a much better position. But however, he will not.
Tier 3 has been attained.
You got a large rocket-based army along with Gretchen support here. Number of kilocons, so there's a huge burst potential. You can wipe out 2 to 3 squads instantly. Even the heavier squads, I would say.
Summoning a fire prism grav tank.
You also got something being built here from the scrap. It could be another kilocon, could be a death dread. Whirlwind way too far forward to instantly get killed, but we do got another Imperial Knight Solaris. Oh wait, Imperial Knight. No, not Solaris, because Solaris already has been deployed by the other team. Actually, no, this is straight up Imperial Knight. This one's different. I always forget there's another variant of it. The Imperial Knight, this one is equipped with an auto cannon and a chainsaw. You do have the forward shield, the iron shield now up, withstanding a huge amount of damage. You also got rocks being called in, the heavy artillery, heavy call in by the orc player. We do also got whirlwinds hitting these warp spiders. And this Wraith Knight is here in the bush. The Gretchen there was also along with the meteor. The big rock is about ready to fall in. I still believe he's still been in the splash radius. You got a piercing shot coming on, doing a significant amount of damage. That's why you would not try to avoid blobbing up these forces. Another piercing shot coming on, but looks like it was blocked by the Wrecking Claw. Imperial Knight Solaris is going to call in a missile barrage onto the Imperial Knight. We do got a Wraith Knight here. We do got double Wog coming forward.
We can now create webway links between structures.
That piercing shot, however, missed. Largely, anyways. Looks like these various units are currently being repaired. A lot of tank busters, kilocons, a huge rocket army wiping out the Wraith Lord. This Imperial Knight needs to fall back, get some repairs. Is hiding back with the piercing shot, doing a sniff amount of damage. We do got a number of las guns and devastator marines in the area. Dreadnought is withstanding quite a bit of fire, however, at the moment. We do got this, what's it called? We do also got the orbital strike coming on in.
We summon the shadow specters.
This is the orbital strike beacon, that's what it was. I was trying to think what it was called. Orbital strike still laying into the Imperial Knight Solaris. And we will not finish it off, however. But there's a bunch of las guns nearby, and we do got the fire prism firing off a shot, which will finish it off. Fire prism and a very good sniping range. We also got a number of shadow specters, though there is a huge barrage here, covered by the Wrecking Claw. We do have an assault over here. You got another Imperial Knight This actually may be the same Imperial Knight, just now fully healed, with a number of Predator Destructors here for defense.
Creating webway link. Complete.
You got some Predator Annihilator along with Predator Destructor moving forward, which will make short work of this resource point. But there's a number of Dark Reapers here to defend, which are starting to lay into the Tactical Marines, but Angelos will deny this.
Summoning shadow.
But there is a Fire Prism here to help defend. Pure Knight moving forward along with heavy tank support. And see what you can call enough. Bane Blade!
We can now create webway links between structures.
This Dreadnought will instantly get killed off. We've got a huge rocket barrage from the Orc player. Multiple rockets, various killer cons, various tank busters. Imperial Knight has sustained a huge amount of damage. Wrecking Claw here to protect the nearby units. Iron Shield has been deployed to soak up the damage. And these Predators will have a sniffing trouble versus this heavy tank army. If Mako would have been deployed into that group, it would have made a whole nother story.
Unleashing the
But we do got Assault over here, the Annihilator and Destructor coming forward, which will take out a tank. We do also got a Warp Storm coming on forward. There goes the Annihilator. The Destructor, well, this is the Annihilator. The Destructor did go down. You got this Imperial Knight. Apparently there's actually, well, 2 Imperial Knights are actually on the field. That's what it was. Thought it was fully healed up, but nope, there's actually a second one.
We summon the shadow specters.
Significant number of Shadow Specters here, which should make short work of multiple targets once they charge up their stride.
Upgrading infantry damage.
Because they're more generally, I think, anti-tank. But of course, they take time to charge up their damage. But we do have 2 Fire Prisms, we do have a bit of artillery. Maka's out on the field.
Answer the call.
And Angelos is holding the shield generator. Most likely the shield generator will in fact go down, being focus fired by all these units.
The Space Marine foe wield their ultimate ability.
Angelos is trying to run away, but is currently chased. We do got Assault. Ooh! An Orbital Strike coming in, hitting those Predators. Huge hit here. You got a Venerable Dreadnought up here. The Paladin did in fact go down.
Enemy force met.
Guillotine Iron Maw and Angelos has been deployed to the field.
Vehicle damage.
We do got the Beauty, Morkanot, out on the field. There's still 1 Predator out on the field, which can do a significant amount of damage. Might as well retreat it back, however. You have plenty. It's still a little bit expensive.
Summoning shadow specters.
Shadow Spectre's trying to deal with Angelos. And Angelos is currently hitting the spiders. The warp spiders. Warp spiders should be able to warp away. They do have 3 charges. Do a nice little juke right there.
The shadow specters are ready for war. Light enemy force met. We have upgraded infantry damage.
And there goes Angelos. We do got some big tracks, some heavy artillery available now. And this giant Imperial Knight hiding in this bush. It's only being repaired by a servitor, but it will take a significant amount of time. A number of scout snipers are available. So we are going to try to see something take out those these tank busters from range. But currently they are protected by a shield generator. Predator Annihilator is moving forward. The Shadow Specters did finish off on Angelos and fell back. We're going to knock out a very good barrage, wiping out one of the squads and severely damaging the other 3.
Upgraded infantry health.
I'm sort of surprised he doesn't have the artillery range mode. Might as well shoot them from far. It's calling on the mine barrage, which can do a significant amount of damage.
Light enemy force engaged. Southwest of your position.
Number of Shadow Spectres here to hit the economy, but you got a barrage coming down this area, I believe.
The fire prism has arrived.
We got another fire prison here for artillery. They have pretty good range, so they can make a good defensive line. But the Imperial Knight has sustained a huge amount of damage. Big tracks coming in for a close range shot will cause throw down a chainsaw barrage. Chainsaw. But it will go down to the combined force. Oh, but still just barely alive. And now there it goes.
We may now cast the Eldritch Storm. The Shadow Spectres are ready for war. Starting the upgrade.
A very good, powerful firing line of fire prisms. Anything that comes close will get hit by a barrage of them. Granted, I don't really like using fire prisms because they fire and then they wait a moment before the projectile detonator, preventing which they can just instantly do basically no damage at that rate. One reason why I like this Predator Destructor. Plus, Predator Destructors and Annihilators, they're actually quite cheap, at least Annihilators. We'll charge in with this unit. Will has sustained a huge amount of damage. Initiates the last change thanks to Maka. We got a Whirlwind Barrage.
Upgrade complete.
And instantly will repair it thanks to all the directions nearby. We got another Whirlwind Barrage over here, sitting only just taking on the shields, no health damage. Looks like we got something being dropped down. I think that's a hero, probably Chaplain Diabolus. No, we have Imperial Knight Solaris. All can come in for a huge Gatling gun barrage. But there's a number of Shadow Spectres here, ready to instantly rip her apart. We do got the artillery barrage coming on in. Perhaps a rocket barrage being brought down. Solaris did in fact go down instantly, pretty much. Imperial Knight is going to sustain a huge amount of damage thanks to the orbital bombardment. Number of Predators move here. Predator Annihilators. And a Warp Storm. There's so many nukes coming on in. You got Gorguts along with the Beauty. The Beauty's not as good as a name as Daisy. A large number of Shadow Spectres moving forward. Maybe I hit the resource point and then the shield generator. We start hitting these orc buildings. Quite a bit of power flow, so we may see some more fire prisms. We got assault coming on forward. It's going to start hitting the production of the Space Marine player. We'll make short work of it. So we may see a drop pod or two, but that would just be a delay tactic. We got this turret just out of range. We do got a number of defending units here. Shadow Spectres don't do a great amount of damage versus units. But do got a number. A turret has been destroyed by Predator Annihilators. Didn't see this one before. It may have been some drop pods. Though there may be enough forces here to defend, there's also enough buildings to help provide a buffer to the core. Fire prisons are here to defend, or at least, yeah, they're over there. You got a banner coming down. This will help provide a shield generator once established. That is quite huge. It needs to get some, basically it's a good way to get some instant health on these guys. There you go. We do got these fire prisons. These will make short work of these assault marines if they're not moving around. But we do got some whirlwind barrage coming down along with some rocks. Number of Shadow Specters are still alive. I wonder where they're at. They may be still eyeing for some harassment. They were unable to get any shield generator. Your team power score is under attack. That was just probably left over from the rocks.
The fire prism has arrived.
And just providing some very good knockback to these Shadow Specters. They are hit facing against a venerable Dreadnought. Ooh, the fire prisoners actually knocking back from the whirlwind shots. The whirlwinds were a bit more positioned right here, and the fire prisoners could knock them into the shots.
Heavy enemy contact. Shadow Specters answer the call.
Workfire still has a huge missile team ready to go. A large number of tank hunters or tank busters. Also got a WOG coming on. For the WOG. Almost everything they use involves the word WOG. Not sure why. We got the whirlwinds coming in for a barrage. I'm not exactly sure where. Looks like trying to hit the emplacements. He heard the WOG going on, so he's trying to barrage the area. This WOG is over here. There's a number of big tracks coming on. Kill Team Iron Mob will instantly get ripped apart. Eldritch Storm is available. That is quite needed in dealing with this force here. Got a huge mine drop. Was it just in this general area? Ooh, the Eldritch Storm was used up here, doing a significant amount of damage, along with the fire prisons just poking away at distance. Looks like this Imperial Knight will get stunned to death thanks to the Assault Marines. It looks like Chaplain Diomed's ability will keep it alive for a short duration and then dies. Number of Assault Marines supporting Devastator Destructor Predators. Predators should make short work of these Assault Marines, but there's also some AT in the backline, Annihilators, and las guns. These Predators are sustaining a huge amount of damage. You got a banner being dropped down, I believe. Nope, that's Imperial Knight. Maka just went down. You got this assault over here. Looks like the Eldar probably went ahead and tried attacking, but there's a huge orc infestation at the moment. My big tracks.
Space Marine foe wield their ultimate ability.
Well, here a last sounds like a last gun just got called in. Orbital strike, I mean.
The Orc foe wield their ultimate ability.
Got some rocks being called in somewhere. Oh, they're actually nuking the base. They need to activate this invulnerable power core for when the final rock strike hits.
Light enemy contact. North of your position.
Number of wogs going down. Huge rock concert.
Summoning a fire
Your knight
prism grav
poking away at these forces. We got Imperial Knight Solaris out on the field, so we got two super heavies out. This is going to be a huge problem having both these. And it's also using she's also using a Chaos skin. Warp Striders are getting hit. There's a number of units here very primed for some sort of nuke. But this looks like there's no nuke available. Fire prisms, looks like a lot of them has been cleaned up.
A fire prism answers the call.
We do got an assault over here. A number of Predator Destructors and Annihilators. But they're severely low in health thanks to the Whirlwind along with these Assault Marines holding off the line. Marines will pick up another Predator and kill Team Iron Maw along with these Plasma Marines. So there's a number of Devastators ready to go. A barrage coming on down. We've got a huge number of Shadow Specters still. Whirlwind barrage coming in. We'll clean up one of those squads.
We may now cast the Eldritch Storm.
Eldritch Storm is available off cooldown, however, still needs more elite points actually called in. Destroying these production structures will go a little bit, but at this point with huge amounts of economy, they can easily be replaced in comparison to the early game. More and more Shadow Specters being called in. Got a rock concert going on. Trying to buff all these units right before a huge battle. Large number of Gretchens thanks to the beauty of basically able to produce them for free. We got a nice hit there by the Venerable Dreadnought, but the Venerable Dreadnought will in fact go down. Way too many units for him to make that poke. At first I thought he was actually going to make it. You got a huge rocket barrage. This could do a significant amount of damage, but too early, however. Huge whirlwind barrage coming on in. Right here would be a great target, but right here is another very powerful target. This army's getting ripped apart by the whirlwinds. The whirlwinds are going to get ripped apart by this ground force. We do got dropped in by a venerable dreadnought. No, just a regular dreadnought. Imperial Knight Solaris using her miniguns will rip apart this that group a huge amount anyways, not entirely. Rocket barrage coming on to Solaris She has sustained a huge amount of damage, and in fact, she will go down. Nice stun here from, I think that was by Zap and Noggin. We got a drop down right here. Explosion here. Maka's initiates some stasis, doing a significant slowdown effect, trying to make the Imperial Knight live a little bit longer. But of course, that chainsaw sweep misses because of thanks to the stasis. A large number of Shadow Spectres here for defense, but they're not exactly great for all the vehicles and infantry. They're great against buildings. And they're good against the large targets since they take time to charge up. Predator Annihilators to clean up the rest of the force with their massive AoE damage. Predator Annihilators could start picking up these big tracks. Yes, very nice. And it looks like that Northern Force was almost completely taken out. Still some various units here, such as the Beauty. Worm coming in for a barrage over here. We're just going to score a large miss. It looks like it sounds like some rocks getting called in somewhere. Rocks are being called into onto the Nexus. Or Power Core. Another Whirlwind has been deployed, but sustaining a bit of AoE damage thanks to the rocks. Oh, but the rock is actually following the servitor, so he's actually going to lead the rocks away from the base. Very nice. You got this Eldritch Storm doing a significant damage, wiping out most of the ground forces there. And you also have the Wraith Lord now available to be dropped in. More and more fire prisms are now being deployed. And a very long and bloody game. Tilting Imar could withdraw so he can get healed. Some of these warp towers are starting to go down.
A fire prism answers the call. We summon the Shadow Spectres.
You do got this large force still largely uncontended. There is a Venerable Dreadnought here for defense. Could start throwing out some maximal charges. Let's sustain a huge amount of damage at the moment. Won't get wiped out, but there is an orbital strike being called in, taking out a number of those Shadow Spectres. And now the raise up effect. Now these units are as good as dead, wiping out all the fire prisms. Predator Annihilators, along with some Salt Marines, are moving forward. Predator Annihilator and Destructor. Looks like reinforcements are gathering up to protect the core. There's a large ambush ready and waiting. There's a significant defense force. These forces will get quickly cleaned up. But we do got multiple Imperial Knights and units. Oh no, those aren't Imperial Knights. Dreadnoughts and Annihilator being deployed down. Oh, it looks like we got some sort of Space Marine player ability coming in. Oh, that looked like a horrible strike. A number of these units will get killed off by the orbital strike. We got a large number of whirlwinds ready to call in some orbital strikes. Well, not orbital strikes. Artillery strikes onto a target. But that force is largely cleaned up now. There's still a Predator Annihilator. I should start hitting the core and not worrying about infantry. It's better versus buildings anyways than infantry. So far, the southern team has sustained huge amounts of losses, while the northern team has not even lost the power generator, which is actually quite huge, or shield generator.
Light enemy contact. Northeast of your position. We summon the Shadow Spectres. Improving vehicle durability.
Looks like I got some wogs coming on through. And Zapnoggin? Yes, we do have Zapnoggin out on the field. We got another solo here. Chaplain Diomede is leading by example. Something's being dropped there. Perhaps a Imperial Knight. Yes, we do. Regular Imperial Knight, not Solaris.
Southwest of your position.
The Wraith Lord is trying to engage, which will buy us some time for these units to retreat. I'm starting to hit a bit by fatigue. I had a full day's work, and now I'm getting hit by fatigue myself with this very long replay. We got a number of whirlwind barrages coming in, which will start annihilating these infantry squads. Marines will start engaging the big track, but perhaps this claw here will change that. We got a large number of Shadow Spectres still rolling around, or looming, whatever you call it, floating around, proper term for it.
A fire prism answers the call.
Another huge barrages by the whirlwind. Any large force will just get decimated by them.
Shadow Spectres answer the call. We summon the Shadow Spectres.
We got a large number of attack marines now moving forward, along with Chaplain Diomedes and Go Team Iron Maw. Angelos should be able to get killed off. Nope, but Angelos will in fact jump to the high ground and run away. We got this Imperial Knight ready for battle. Long sport with a huge amount of 3 Annihilator, Predator Annihilators, along with a Venerable Dreadnought. You got a number of Orc units ready here for defense. Persons here to scout out will instantly get wiped out. What? Gorgox was actually inside that half track, but it wasn't fully inside.
Securing battle focus regeneration upgrade.
Number of assault marines are moving on forward, which will start denying that economy. And we'll start cleaning up these scrap structures. So, Grant, I would imagine a whirlwind barrage will be coming here shortly. We got assault here, a heavy armored assault.
Enemy force met. Southwest of your position.
Both sides hitting a bit of by stagnation. Currently, we have hit the 1 hour mark. A very long game of Dawn of War 3.
Battle focus regeneration upgrade secured.
Wog has been initiated, but if he destroys that tower beforehand, that would be great. He will in fact destroy it. That's huge, but the Claw will bring in all these units into melee. But you got an Orbital Strike now being called in. We'll grab that big track. We do got the Spectres destroying the resource point. The orbital strike will start doing significant damage. Will not hurt the generator so much. But the banner may have been called in also. These small orbital strikes. That truck, well, hut did in fact go down. The shield generator is now starting to be hit. You got an Imperial Knight here for defense, and these units should be able to defend that quite nicely. Number of plasma troops now here ready to fire. The Death Dreads are also in the area, but the Shadow Spectres should start focusing down, making short work of it. Rainbow Dreadnoughts also out on the field. Pure Knight engaging these units in melee to do a very powerful sweep right there. Rocket Barrage coming down in, doing a bit of damage. Two Annihilator Devastators. Annihilator, Predator Annihilators applying their very potent damage versus very large target. But now we got two more Imperial Knights being called in. 3 Imperial Knights in one flank. Granted, one is already go down. The fourth one, the opposing one, did in fact go down. You got rocks being called in onto the target, onto the core. We do got orbital strike hitting one, flashing the other one a bit. No, in fact, it's completely dead. You got the rocks being called in. Now the orbital laser. You also got this Dreadnought now out on forward, soaking up some damage. You got the shield generator being activated, which will make it invulnerable for a short time.
Light enemy force engaged. South of your position. We summon the Shadow Spectres.
Resources owned by our alliance are in danger. Our alliance has lost a resource point.
The Shadow Spectres are ready for war. Light enemy contact. A fire prism answers the call.
Not really sure what to say at the moment. Both sides are both building up forces, and this force will most likely get decimated by artillery strike from all the whirlwinds. We got a number of predators now being built.
Heavy enemy contact.
And we do got the whirlwind barrage coming on in. Gorguts will most likely go down. The Beauty has sustained a huge amount of damage of its own. Almost all of the infantry went down entirely.
Allies, we have captured a point.
Summoning Shadow Spectres.
You got this whole huge force now approaching with nothing here to defend. You got a couple Predator tanks, but they're going to need much more than that.
Shadow Spectres answer the call.
You got these forces coming in to rotate in order to defend, but we do got a number of Imperial Knights still on the field. Imperial Knight Solaris is actually still alive. The other two were taken out by the orbital strike now, remember. We got some attack marines here for defense, but there's just only a few men. They're instantly getting ripped apart.
Southeast of your position.
Fuel generator is in fact still down. We do got a number of assault marines heading straight for the core. But there is a huge defense. Granted, they could see some repairs and some healing on these squads.
Light enemy force engaged.
That building does collapse. You got this turret now being sieged, sustaining a huge amount of damage. Number of assault marines heading straight for the core, but there's a huge force here to defend. But he may still be able to get it. Whirlwind barrages coming down in, ripping apart the squads. But we do got these units coming forward. We do got that shield. Looks like it has been activated. Nope, it's starting to get ripped apart. You can see the health up here. This core is almost dead, drastically going down. This core is currently not being damaged, but it's getting hit there. But the northern core does in fact go down. The southern team is your winners. And now I'm ready for a nap because that was a very long game. I'm pretty sure these players are ready for a nap also. This is Agion saying thank you for watching and signing off.